underway. You can kill my mind for flow, flow, flow. Hold me till I scream for every and wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby, baby,
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope all is well with you. Today we're doing another story time, but before we get into it, please make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and push that notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop a video. Know that all things are alleged, in my opinion. We're just doing this for commentary purposes. And I'm giving my perspective, my viewpoint on these story times. So without further ado, we're going to get into this story time. This young lady is talking about a friend that waited till she was under the influence to then snoop through her phone. So let's see what all she had to say.
To do a story time on how I found out one of my close friends went through my phone after a drunk night of us going out. So where do I start? Basically, we had went out this one night to some happy hour thing in Brooklyn, and we got there. Vibes was good, drinks was good, food was good. So as the night goes on, I started to get like we both started to get like real drunk, and I don't know, I didn't really notice it. You know how when like you sitting down but you drinking, I don't know, it don't hit you until you really like get up. So we was getting
Yeah.
drinks because they had like $5 drinks, $2 shots. We was getting mad shots, just taking shots, drinking drinks, whatever. So when we was going to leave, I was super drunk and honestly like I remember up to once we got back to her house. I guess because she was close, her house was closer to the place that we was at. So I ended up going to her house and spending the night because, you know, I was a little bit further and she didn't want me to go home by myself or get in an Uber by myself. So I ended up going to her house. So I remember when we got to her house, I just remember I was throwing up, felt really, really sick.
It makes you wonder whether it's really because she didn't want her to go all the way home. Because if you had these reservations, in my mind, I feel like it was planned. The setup was to have her come over. Unless we'll see. I kind of still am leaning towards it was a setup to have her come over. That's why she was pleading that it didn't make sense for her to go all the way home.
So it's in bits and pieces I don't really remember. I think I was blacked out at that point. I don't know. I know I just fell asleep or whatever at her house, and when I woke up, you know how you wake up like from a drunk night and you with your friends and y'all just talk about like the night before or whatever, or like girl you was bugging or girl you was doing this, like we was mad drunk, like you know how that be when you go out with your friend and y'all just analyze the whole night and talk about it and laugh about it or whatever, right? So, you know, I get up and I'm feeling like super hungover, whatever, but I'm like, you know, communicating, whatever, trying to talk about the night. And I automatically like sense like weird vibes from her. Like she wasn't really communicating with me like how, you know, she normally would be. So I'm like, okay, maybe she feels sick too. Like maybe she just don't want to talk. I don't know. So I gave her space or whatever. And I think probably like an hour later, she started to cook breakfast or whatever. So mind you, she slept in her bedroom and I slept in the living room. So I was kind of like in and out of sleep. So when I had woke up, that's when I had seen her like cooking breakfast or whatever. So at this point, like while she's cooking breakfast, I was up way before she even finished cooking or whatever. So she brings a plate to me or whatever. Didn't even ask me if I wanted breakfast. Just brought me the plate and like didn't say nothing. So I'm still mad confused. What did I do? I'm trying to like think about the night. Like did I do something last night? Like what did I do? I don't know. It was just weird. So I know we was both going. I She lives in Manhattan. So I was in Manhattan at the time. She was coming to Brooklyn because she had a funeral to go to, and I was going back to Brooklyn too to go home. So we was gonna go together or whatever. So I just started getting ready or whatever, and then whenever she was ready, we left out to go to where we was going. So at this point, she's like communicating a little bit with me more, like as we on our way to get to Brooklyn or whatever, but not really that much. So I'm still thinking in my head like, what the fuck? Also, I left this part out. So when I woke up, um, I noticed my phone wasn't near me. It was like in a whole nother area, like on the table somewhere. And when I went to go pick it up to go put it on the charger, it was dead. So yeah, keep that part in mind.
Now, usually I think that was odd because I know we tend to have our phones close by, but considering she was drunker than a skunk, I mean, you never know. You could have just placed it down and moved around, whatever the case may be. But we'll see. She said, remember that part. So let's remember that.
Stay tuned for part two. So I'm about to do a story time on how I found out. Story time part two of how I found out my friend went through my phone. So I left off where we was on our way to Brooklyn. I was going home. She was going to a funeral. She wasn't really communicating. She was communicating with me, but not much. So it's still like feeling weird. Like when you close with somebody, you know how they act. You know when something is off. You know
Yeah.
when they're acting funny. Like you know how your friend acts. You could sense their vibe and pick up any little thing. So that's what it was given. I know she wasn't being herself. She wasn't really like we wasn't interacting how we normally would on a daily basis. So it was just weird and I felt it like 100%. So I get home and the day goes by or whatever. I don't think I heard from her. Yeah, I don't think I think I told her I was home or something like that once I got home or something like that and she was like, "Okay, whatever." But the rest of the day I didn't hear from her. I felt like I text, and then the next day I think I text her, but she didn't respond to me. Also, so my birthday's coming up, so we were planning a trip to go to Jamaica. So her and a couple of my other friends there in the chat, um, and we're talking, how to be when you in the chat with your friends about like what's going on with the trip, when is everybody paying in, so da, da, da. So I noticed she's not really responding. I think actually day two of her not responding in the chat, I had text her, but it wasn't even in regards to the chat. I think I just had text her like saying hey or something like that, but she didn't respond to me. So when I went on Facebook, I seen she was like resharing stuff that was like along the lines of like, oh, like fake friends and be careful who you have around you. People are fake. So I'm like,
Mm.
trying to like I still don't know. I'm still confused because it's like, all right, you're not responding in the group chat, the trip chat. You're not responding to me, and I text you separately. But you're on Facebook saying how friends is fake and be careful who you're around. People would talk about like I don't know what confused. So
Yeah, that would make anyone question, like, you kind of piece the pieces of the puzzle together. Like, we were talking, we were cool, we went out. Then we weren't talking. Well, you weren't talking to me, I should say. If you're messaging her and she's not responding, but she's on Facebook, so clearly it's like she has her phone, she has access to respond back, but she's choosing not to. I'd be piecing two and two together too, like, all right, clearly it's something.
So again, I'm still trying to be understanding. I'm like, now I'm just coming up with all types of scenarios in my head. Like, all right, so maybe, I know she just went to a funeral. Maybe she's just going through it and, whatever she posted on Facebook don't got nothing to do with me because I ain't do nothing. And like, I started to remember the night or whatever. And I'm like, nothing happened that night. Like, I ain't do nothing. So again, I gave her space. Now I'm talking to my other friends. I'm asking them like, I'm telling them the situation and they like, nah, you think it's too hard. Like maybe she just, like you said, like maybe she just going through it. Like I know friends go through stuff. I'm not a clingy friend. So like if I don't hear from you for a day or two or three, like I don't take it personal because I'll be busy and I'll be in my own thoughts myself. So I'm not that type of friend that's like, oh, I didn't hear from you for 2 days, like you fake. So it's like I'm not taking it no type of way really that she's not responding to me, but it was just starting to get a little bit weird to me that she wasn't responding in the chat or to me, but then posting stuff on Facebook. I don't know. It was just like, all right, my birthday's coming up, like we all talking in chat, we finalizing things, you not saying nothing. So now it's becoming confusing for me because it's like we trying to progress on like what we're booking or whatever the case may be, but we're not getting a response from this one person in a chat. So I'm saying to my friend, like, should I remove her from the chat? Should we still go through with the plans and like, pay for everything and exclude her out? Like I'm confused and
Absolutely. That's exactly what I would do because she knows that you're reaching out to her and she knows this trip is coming up. So at max, it, if we give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's not getting any of these messages, which is hard to believe, let's say worst case scenario, she's not getting these messages. She knows that this trip is upcoming and things will be due. So she herself could be reaching out by way of Facebook because we see that clearly works, or text or call. But she's choosing not to. Listen, coming from a person that's planned a number of things, especially when it comes to trips, I don't have the time nor the patience to be chasing behind people. Now, it's one thing if you're like, listen, I know this is due this date, but I really don't, I won't have it. Let's say it's due on Wednesday. We got to pay by Wednesday, but I really won't have it till Friday. You know, then people can make provisions or whatever. But if you straight go, blank and dark and don't respond, I'm no longer considering you. And if you do decide to come on this trip, figure it out yourself because the listen, the stress that comes with planning stuff, I don't have time to chase people. But that's not even the point of the story. She was clearly doing that out of spite though.
being that I'm not having no communication with her, I didn't know what to do. Stay tuned for part 3. Story time. All right, so now it's days that's been gone by now, and she still didn't respond to me or anything, but still like posting stuff on social media, like Instagram, all that. So now I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about it, right? So I go through my search bar in my phone and I type in her name because I'm like, all right, have I said anything about this girl? So I type it in or whatever, and the only thing that pops up is conversations with me and my brother. So I'm about to give you the backstory right now. So probably like a year prior, I did like a party for my birthday. And like a hall, my friends came, some of my family came, and my brother was there, and everybody was drunk. She was super drunk, and I guess she like started to like my brother or whatever the case may be. I don't know. So the end of that night, when we had went back home, like once the party was over, everybody had came, like my family and stuff. We packed everything up, and we came back to my house to like bring everything back and to settle in. I was drunk. I was asleep. Like I went to sleep. I heard about all of this the next morning. But she was there. She ended up coming to my house because I think someone gave her a ride home or something like that. So yeah, she was like, my brother was telling me that she was like asking for his number and like just like flirting with him. So my brother, like, he's a really nice guy. So he ended up just giving the girl, like giving her his number or whatever. And he didn't really expect much from it. So days go by and my brother starts to tell me that she's been like texting him or whatever, like calling him baby, blowing his phone down. And I'm asking my brother, like, like, have y'all like linked or anything like that? Like, what energy are you giving her? So he's like, I barely be like it'd be regular conversations, but out of nowhere, she just started to like make it seem like she was my girl, like some weird delusional shit. So I'm like, that's weird. So it starts to get crazy. Like he starts to send me screenshots and everything. Um, she would be calling his phone, leaving voicemails, like just being crazy. And it's like it puts me in a weird situation because it's like that's my friend. So like, how do I come to her and like approach her about it. Like I didn't want to come off mean or like whatever the case may be. And then at the end of the day, you gave her your number. So it really don't got nothing to do with me. So I didn't want to get in between that. Like I didn't really say much. Oh, excuse me. And the weird thing is I didn't really say much either because she didn't say nothing about it to me. Like she wasn't expressing to me that she was blowing his phone down and doing the most and like double triple texting him or none of that. So it's
That's
like
weird.
it made it weird for me to want to come out and say anything to her about it.
Hmm.
So yeah, me and my brother was going back and forth about her and saying that's weird. Like that's some real creepy. That's creepy as hell. She's giving weird.
Wait, so she put on the bottom, it says, so I guess this is what she read in my phone and was mad that me and my brother were discussing how weird and delusional she was acting. But babes, it's the truth. That was weird. If I had the messages and voice notes, I would show y'all the things she was sending him. Real creepy. I mean, to her point too, if one of my biggest pet peeves, and my son used to do this to me all the time, if I don't answer your call the first time, 9 times out of 10 is because I'm doing something. So don't keep calling me. Now, unless it's an emergency, fine, I get it. Keep calling. But just to be like, what you doing? Can I go to the store? Or, whatever else. Don't keep, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. So she said the chick would be triple calling him, like back to back to back if he wasn't answering, I guess saying weird stuff. And that's super weird, especially because they're friends. So now, because she's being weird, it would be an awkward ass situation if he was ignoring her and then she has her friend over, because I'm pretty sure the friend would try to find a way to come over to be in his face now. And again, she didn't know nothing of it other than what her brother told her. Had her brother not, if she had not found out that way, she wouldn't have known because the friend didn't tell her anything. So she could have been setting her brother up and didn't even really know it. That's number one. Number two, like she said, I mean, whatever. But number two, you're making it awkward because if he's like not responding, you're making it an awkward situation if y'all are ever in the same room. And then you're like being weird by constant whatever you were saying in the messages, but on top of that, constantly calling back to back to back is giving stalker vibes. Uh, ugh, I don't know. Like, that's why a lot of people are hesitant when it comes to their friends dating their siblings or family members, because then when it gets weird and awkward or someone stops liking the other, it becomes a problem. And I can't say for me that I wouldn't want to, I don't play about my siblings. So I already know if it's ever anything fugazi, I don't care how long we've been friends. When it comes to my family, we up and we stuck every time. So yeah, especially acting like this, because I would check you. Like, stop calling my brother. Stop like being weird. Stop da da da. I would. I think I'd say something. I don't know, because you never know till you're in a situation. But I think I would, just because I don't play about mine.
Weird energy and delusional energy too. So nothing crazy, like because that's still my friend at the end of the day. But that's my brother, so I could
Mm-hmm.
say what I really want, regardless.
That.
Another thing, this is my friend, so she tends to have delusional like characteristics. So everything that she was doing to my brother, like that's her on a regular when talking to people. Like she do stuff like that. So it's like
See?
it wasn't even really a shock for me. So those are the only messages that popped up. So now I'm thinking, like, now I'm putting two to two together. Like, okay, so when I had woke up that morning, my phone wasn't near me, and she was acting funny that next morning. So you must have went through my phone because immediately after that, you was posting stuff on social media saying how friends is weird and be careful who you have around you because your friends will talk about you and like ODing with it and not communicating with me at all. So if you didn't feel no type of way towards me or you didn't look through my phone, why was you not responding to me? Why was you not responding in the trip chat? Why was there no communication with me and you since that night? And one more thing. So another thing that I noticed, right? That night that I woke up in the morning and she was being funny or whatever and not really communicating me when I was in her house after the drunk night. I remember going on Facebook and I seen her post a post and I'm about to post what it said right now. So she posted this, right? And mind you, when I had woke up, this has said like 3 hours ago. You know how Facebook will tell you like how long the person posted it ago? And mind you, 3 hours ago, I was asleep. Cause this was like we didn't get in until like I want to say like 2 in the morning. So once we got in at 2, I was asleep at 2. We got up at like probably like 8. So that post had to be posted at like 5 o'clock p.m. I'm asleep. What you posting about at that time? What was you doing up all them hours to be able to even post something like that or for something to happen to where you wanted to post that? You get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, stay tuned for part 4. All right, so now part 4 of how I found out my friend went through my phone after us having a drunk night out. So back to what I was saying in my last video, the whole story about her texting my brother and being delusional. Let me just touch base on that. So I'm a girl's girl. So I don't even mean to be like, we all be delulu. But no, like this was crazy. And it's like it was even more crazier because they had only been probably conversating for probably like a couple of days a week. And let me make this clear. My brother didn't like her, didn't find her attractive. I don't know why he gave the number. Like I said, he was just he's just nice. So he don't know how to like be mean or be like, no. So he just gave it because he wasn't thinking nothing of it. It's like, all right, like if I don't really want to respond like that, I don't got to, whatever. But it just became crazy, like doing the most. And then just to touch back bases on that again, she never even like I knew about it, but she never ever communicated to me that she was even conversating with my brother. So that's why I didn't bring it up to her because it's like you ain't saying it to me, so I ain't bring it up to you. Like I don't want to be in the middle. But basically, I figured out that she went through my messages with my brother and read those messages. And that's probably what made her feel some type of way that I was basically talking about how she was acting or whatever the case may be. Call me a bad friend, weird friend, whatever. You shouldn't be in my messages with my brother, point blank, period. And second of all, anything that I
Period.
did say regarding you and how you was acting was the truth. But it got crazy to the point where like my brother blocked her and she was calling off like block numbers and like being mad weird. So I know she felt some type of way about that situation, OD. And because she never communicated it to me, she felt I don't know if she knew I knew, or I just know she probably had like questions like, did my brother tell me about it? Like, was we conversating about it? Like, I just felt like she was just thinking hard, like. So when she got the opportunity to go on my phone, she got the answers that she wanted regarding that situation. Being that after that whole thing happened, we never talked about it. Like I didn't, it wasn't a thing. So now I'm like, all right, I know she went through my phone. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still not, communicating with me or whatever. I wanted to test it, right? I'm like, how can I get like another answer as to confirm how I'm feeling on what she did? So I'm thinking. So I go on Facebook and I post. I'm like I have put up like a discussion post or whatever. Like, do y'all think it's weird if your friend goes through your phone or something like that? Because I'm like, all right, I know if I post this, she's gonna if she went through my phone, she's gonna see that post that I posted and like respond to it. So after I ended up posting that, everybody was commenting saying like, that's wrong or whatever. Like everybody was just like, like that's weird. So she ended up posting something. I can't remember. I wish I would have screenshotted everything back then, but I can't remember. I have some screenshots of some stuff, like some messages between us that I went back and me and my friend conversation, and it's in there in the thread. So yeah, I'm gonna post those probably in the next video. But I can't remember what it is that she said, but whatever she said, it was just like she was tight that like I posted that or something like I really can't remember. But yeah, that confirmed to me that bitch, you went through my phone. So after that, like the stuff that she was posting, like subliminals was like going crazy, going crazy, going crazy. And I wasn't gonna say nothing. My friend was like, don't say nothing, like just leave it and like just block her, whatever. But I'm like, nah, like I gotta write her and I gotta say something. So actually I'm gonna share the messages in the next video of the conversation between me and her and what went down. Stay tuned for part 5. Part 4,
I think that friend blames her for the brother not wanting to talk to her. I think the friend thinks that she had a chance, but seeing how she talked to her brother about the friend, I think the friend thought that she put doubt in her brother's head. So now she's mad and she's subbing her because of the comments that was made and because she feels like her friend blocked her shot. But girl, that does not justify you being weird. Like, leave it alone. Okay, you shot your shot and it didn't land. Okay? It was brick, all air. Leave it alone. You being weird doesn't help the situation. You doing, posting subs and doing all of this. Y'all supposed to be friends at the end of the day. And if y'all are true friends, if you was truly her friend, you wouldn't try to disrespect her or her family or, cause any type of disruption or chaos. So the same way you feel away, how the brother wouldn't feel away towards her because of what you doing as a friend? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this girl may not have been your friend. That's what it's giving to me.
Bitch, I'm gonna go to the store and give me a call.
Hey y'all, so this is part 5 of how I found out my friend went through my phone after a drunk night out. So just to sum up, in the last video, I basically was saying that I ended up posting a Facebook status asking like a question like, do y'all think it's weird for your friend to look through your phone? Because knowing the type of person that she is, she's social media. Like every little thing she's making a post about, post, that she do. I don't do the social media things. Even posting that was like, I didn't even want to post that, but I'm like, I need something to confirm to me that she went through my phone, and I know that I could get some type of reaction out of her if she feels guilty about doing so after I put up a post. She ended up reacting to it, not to my post like directly, but she ended up posting something that indicated to me, yeah, you went through my phone. Fell right for the trap. So just to sum up, in the last video, I basically was saying that I ended up posting a Facebook status asking like a question like, do y'all think it's weird for your friend to look through your phone? Because knowing the type of person that she is, she's social media. Like every little thing she's making a post about, post, that she do. I don't do the social media things. Even posting that was like, I didn't even want to post that, but I'm like, I need something to confirm to me that she went through my phone, and I know that I could get some type of reaction out of her if she feels guilty about doing so after I put up a post. She ended up reacting to it, not to my post like directly, but she ended up posting something that indicated to me, yeah, you went through my phone. Fell right for the trap. And now I gotta rewind because I'm missing key parts. Okay, so when we had came in from the spot that night and I was at her house, right? I remember she called my mom to let my mom know that I was staying over her house because I was supposed to go back home. But I didn't end up going back home because I was too drunk. So, and her and my mom are cool. She's actually older than me. She's way older than me. Like that was like my sister, or whatever, my older sister. So yeah, her and my mom very familiar with each other, been around each other multiple times. Like my mom is cool with her, whatever. So I don't know if that night she asked me to put in my code or asked me what my code was, but my mom told me the next day that the call was from my phone. And like I said to y'all, like I remember bits and pieces that night, but that part I don't remember. Like if I gave her the passcode, but I know she called my mom off of my phone.
It's given she probably tried to trick her like, oh, your mom's calling, or your mom called and we missed it, put your code in so I could call her back and let her know you good, type of thing. Like she probably, especially her being inebriated, she wasn't thinking straight. So she probably lied. I don't know why she would end up really calling her mom though. That is weird. And it's even weirder that now she's given a little bit more backdrop and the family is more intertwined than just her and the girl being friends, but the mothers know each other, the mothers know them. So this isn't just oh, we met one day and we're cool, we're friends. Y'all families are intertwined. So for that girl, the friend to be acting weird is hella weird. Like you doing too much. But I wonder why she called the mother.
So however she got, and immediately after that I threw up, and like that was it. Like I went to bed after that. Like it wasn't like I threw up and we were still up. No. So I don't know if, like I said, she had my code and she went back in the phone, or she just left it open. I don't know. So that part too. And at a point I was thinking that like my mom had like said something to her or whatever. Like I don't know. Like it was just so many thoughts, because I'm like, you was the last person that she spoke to. Like, did you say something to her that made her feel some type of way about like me staying over there? I don't know. But that wasn't the case. My mom said that she didn't say nothing to her. She just let her know that I was staying there, and they was communicating back and forth, and that was really that. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I'm leaving pieces out. So another key piece is, so remember I was like, she wasn't really she wasn't communicating to me. She didn't respond to me. She wasn't responding in the group chat for the trip that we was going on and planning for my birthday to go to Jamaica. She actually did respond in the chat a couple times. It was very brief. I think we was discussing like excursions that we wanted to do and what type of excursions everybody liked or something like that. And she had responded like trying to throw me off a little bit. Like making it seem like, okay, you come in, like it's nothing going on, but you really feel some type of way because you not responding to me, the text that I sent you personally, and you making posts on Facebook. So yeah, I think so at that point, like I was even more confused because it was like, all right, why is this girl responding in the chat little by little as if she's still coming? But babes, you're not coming, because at this point now I'm tight. Now I want to figure out you went through my phone, right? But you're not saying it. So it's like, I don't know how to like just be mean and like everything wasn't like, I don't know. I was all over the place in my mind. So it's like, I'm like, do I kick her out the chat? Like, I was thinking of ways. I was trying to calm myself down before I wrote her. Yeah, I was trying to calm myself down before I wrote her. So in the midst of all of that, she's still in the group chat. I wanted to remove her so bad because now I found out you looked in my phone. I found out your post is about me. You've been subbing me since the day I left your house. Stay tuned for part 5. I am posting screenshots and voice notes of everything and how it went down when I approached her about the situation and what her response was.
Yeah, I would have kicked her out the group chat. I would have let it be known you aren't welcome on this trip. Because what I don't want to do is give the impression that we still cool or that you're still invited when you're not. So I would have And not on some like trying to be mean, on a mean tip or nothing, just because I want to be very clear and very blunt about what it is. I don't need you going around telling people you going on this trip, you hopping in and out of the conversation as far as the trip here and there, but you're not responding to me. How are you coming on my birthday trip, but you don't talk to me? Nope. There'll be no room for misinterpretation or confusion. You ain't going, boo. I'm sorry.
Blew up and we were still up. All right, part six of how I found out my friend went through my phone after a drunk night out. So here I'm about to get into it with the receipts. So before I ended up even messaging her about anything, my mom, she just can't keep her mouth shut. She just talk a lot. So she had to say something to the girl. And she ended up texting her, just asking her, like, what's going on with you and Jazz? And she was basically like, nothing, like, why? So my mom was like, she basically was saying that, like, you looked through her phone or something like that. Can't keep her mouth shut. Before I could even say something to the girl, here she come. But whatever. So she was like, I don't have a problem with her. If I had a problem with her, I wouldn't have her around me. I haven't spoken to her since the day of my cousin's funeral. I don't have to look through nobody's phone unless it's my man or my kids. So denying it. Cool. Actually, I did message her, but I didn't bring up the whole look through phone yet or whatever. I think I had sent this message like, I really don't remember the timestamps, but I might have just posted screenshots. Actually, I think I text her before my mom texted her. And
All right, let's read the comment or the text thread and make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. Let's see. It's real small. It says, to be honest, you seem, and the hand thing is blocking it. Something, what that's crazy ASF as F. I've been talking about my family and Ish. I don't know. Jazz, if you know me like you do, then you should know I'm going through something, and on my kid on my kids I am. Okay, so she claiming something else. Since when you stopped talking to me for weeks because you're going through something? She said back, you didn't even know I was pregnant. I have trust issues. Everyone knows that I don't hide it. Jazz says, all right, blank. It is what it is. If that was the case, you hold on, it's real small. Sorry, y'all. If that was the case, you would have most definitely been said that. The friend writes back and says, girl, you feel away because you must have did something on my kids, on my mama. I don't speak on you. I'm never going back and forth. Jazz says, if you say so, me neither. The friend says, I tell Ish how it is, and I feel like I can't trust you now. And that's different for real, for real. So she also puts right here, this was a few days prior. My mom didn't text her until after I made the Facebook post. And after she made a post that confirmed she felt guilty from what I posted.
and this is when she was just denying everything or whatever the case may be. So basically, in the last screenshot I had posted, I had basically just text her saying like, "What's the issue?" And that was her response. So then, whatever, this is what she said.
Let's pause and read. Um, she must have her name or something over here because this is all blocked off. We talk every other day, and you stopped something. So truthfully, you do have a problem. To be honest, you seem guilty. She she went through her phone. She keeps saying you guilty. Oh, I don't talk on you, and da 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 da. She's trying to bait her into saying that she don't. She's trying to get her to say. She's trying to bait Jazz into saying what she said about her, so that she doesn't have to confess to going through her phone. You see what I'm saying? She keeps saying, I don't talk on you. I don't speak on you. To be honest, you acting guilty.
I'm like, if you didn't have a problem,
I just let me see. Waiting for her to move her
never have not spoken to me for
finger.
weeks.
Okay, boom. To be honest, talking about okay, to be honest, you seem guilty. I don't know about what that's crazy as F. I've been talking about my family and ish. When you ready to talk about that
We
problem, we can tag every time I can't get
for
her
weeks.
finger out the
She told
way.
every day
Hold on,
or every
y'all.
we told me you would never have not spoken to me for weeks.
Okay. About that problem, we can go from there. Jazz, if you know me like you do, then you should know that I'm going through something. So that's the messages that I had just read. I don't have to hide it. Okay, boom. So that's that. Let's see if she shows anything else.
Weeks. We talk every day or every other day, and you stop communicating with me. So truly, you do have a problem. Then she goes into trying to flip it to me, reverse psychology, that I may seem guilty, and she don't know about what, and that's crazy. She been talking about her family. So her posts that she been posting on Facebook, she's saying she was talking about her family, not me. So I'm like, whenever you're ready to talk about that problem, we could go from there. Jazz, if you know me like you do, then you should know I'm going through something on my kids. I am. And again, since when you stopped talking to me for weeks because you're going through something. If anything, you on the phone venting to me about what you're going through. Not to say you got to vent to me every time, but you don't never cut off communication with me completely. Simple. Then she started going into how I didn't know she was pregnant because she recently just had a baby, probably like 2 months prior to the situation, maybe 3 months, maybe four, I don't know, but not too long ago. So I'm about to play out a voice note that she sent me. Now tell me, like, right from this voice note, it just gave it all away. Cause who you talking to? Why you talking to me like that? If you don't have no problem with me, and if I ain't do nothing to you, why you coming at me crazy? Why you getting defensive? Like, you, everything just gave like exactly how I'm feeling. That's exactly what you did. And
Talking to? Number one, are you guilty for something? Number two, I honestly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Number three, the last time I saw you was there at my cousin's funeral. So what the fuck is really the problem? I don't speak to you. I don't speak on you. I don't speak nothing about it. You already know my problem. My problems with my family. My problem have nothing to do with you. So if you honestly think I'm talking about you when I'm talking, then therefore you must be guilty about something you said about me. Makes no type of sense. Because if I wasn't a friend or if I was any of this, you not.
and to add on, this is what she said. This is what I said before she sent that long voice note, which is right here. I could post the video. And this is how I responded to her, because respectfully, who you talking to? Responded to her, because no, which is right here.
Oh my gosh. They was really going back and forth. So I did want to touch on the fact that she's saying that she was going through something with her family. So those posts on Facebook was supposed to be towards her family members. But Jazz says she don't believe it. She says she don't believe you. You need more people. Um Also, why would you post another sub after she talked about her friend going through her phone? If it if those subs weren't originally for her too. So this one says, respectfully, the constant subliminals is weird. If you felt the way about anything, you could have simply messaged me and it could have been cleared up. You invaded my privacy and I went through my phone while I was passed out drunk in your house. Um something. The last thing you should have been worried about, to be honest, what did I say? See, the part 6 is covering it. Anything said about never, anything said about never gave I don't like. Hold on. Anything said about never gave I don't like you and I don't F with you. And that's a fact. And anything said I would tell you, I said it myself. You sitting here saying you have trust issues, but how's someone supposed to trust you if you do ish like go through their phone when they unaware? Like, huh? I'd never do that to none of my friends. Point blank, period. That was weird. And to continuously post about me instead of addressing the situation since you grown is even weirder. But happy new year. And it's no reason to even say you didn't because I purposefully posted the post I posted today to confirm if you did or not, since there was nothing else that happened that night for you to stop talking to me. And by you making the last post you made, confirm that you did.
I could post the video. And this is how it's
All right, so girl, no one said you wasn't a friend or you didn't care about me. Clearly, you something. I'm not arguing with you. I said nothing disrespectful in my message, so I don't know why you getting loud. Not she was getting loud, child. She was getting loud. What are you talking about? For real, for real. Who said you said anything? Did you? The F? This weird A as F. All these acronyms, child. It be throwing me off. Girl, I'm now slow. And then she corrected herself and said not.
fine as a hug.
And it says calling me a B says it all. LOL. Stop texting me. You see I'm calling you. You got me on do not disturb. I have said ish because I ain't got no issue. I don't do this. Jazz says I have my phone whole on do not disturb, not just you. Okay. So everything's on do not disturb. I'm not sitting on the phone with you yelling back and forth. She said you said something about me to your mom.
Respectfully, who you talking to? And then she started calling me mad times, mad times. I didn't pick up. Cause I'm not going back and forth with you on the phone. Like you can't have a civil conversation with me. I'm not speaking on the phone, going back and forth about you. So she was tight that I wasn't picking up or whatever the case may be. And girl, of course, I said something to my mom. I guess she's talking about when my mom had texted her or whatever about the situation. And this is the last messages that we had. She's
All right, hold on. She says, "Girl, you feel away because you must have did something. My mama, I don't speak on you. I'm never going back and forth. If you say so, me neither. I tell Ish how it is, and I feel like I can't trust you now, and that's different for real, because I thought I could. Like I said, when you ready to discuss why you been igging me, I'm down to talk about it. I'm assuming, yeah, I think that says talk about it. Um, and the fact that she kept throwing out, remember I said it was weird that she kept saying, I don't talk about you. You seem guilty and stuff like that. Like she was trying to pull it out of her, get Jazz to say what she said to her brother. Her saying I got trust issues is another thing that makes me kind of feel like, yeah, you did go through her phone because you want her to be like, oh no, like I ain't mean it like that. Like I want you to trust me. I wasn't trying to be funny or, and ultimately, I think she's trying to get her to confess to what she said to her brother.
said this. If I fell away, it's because I must have did something on my kids, on my mama. I don't speak on you. I'm never going back and forth. If you say so, me neither. That's what she said, and this is what I said. And that was the end of it. She never responded to this because it's like, you don't want to discuss it. You don't want to admit that you looked at my phone. But, babes, you did. And I mean, if I did something like that, I probably wouldn't have want to tell the person either. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, I would never do something like that. Like, invading my friends' privacy, going through their phone while they sleep, while they drunk at that. Like, that was wrong. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Thanks for tuning in to the story time, y'all.
Yeah, that's wild. I think it is disrespectful to go through someone's phone while they sleep, especially a friend. Like, what conversations do you need to be privy of like I just never see myself ever going through a friend's phone while she's passed out or asleep or whatever the case may be. Like that's big weird. And how you were moving with her brother is weird too. So it's giving team too much. And I don't know if it's like you're mad because you weren't able to do what you wanted to do with her brother without her kind of stepping in. And again, like I said before, I feel like she blames her for her brother's lack of interest or distancing himself. I think she thinks the friend thinks Jazz told her brother to like don't talk to her. And so now she's mad. She's in her feelings. But you have to kind of add in, contribute the way you was acting. Like the brother probably felt that on his own without Jazz saying anything. And not to mention, you kind of got into the situationship without even confirming or letting your friend know. That is her brother. Like, what do y'all think? Do you think friends, if you're interested in your friend's brother, sister, whatever, cousin, anybody, do you feel like you should kind of touch base with them like, hey, I'm kind of interested. Is that all right? Do you think you should get, I guess, what they call permission? Or if you all are grown, it is what it is. Y'all let me know. Because, I think everyone has their own viewpoint on that. Some people might be like, yeah, definitely touch base with the friends. Some people like, nah, we all grown. You live your life. You do what you want to do. But with that always comes some repercussions because if Ish hits the fan, it's not fun for nobody involved. Even the person that wasn't even, given the information, who wasn't privy to what was going on. You see how this ended up with her friend. Mind you, she seemingly didn't do anything. She gave her 2 cents to her brother on what was going on because that's the only way she knew about the situation. Like she said, she didn't feel comfortable talking to her friend about it because her friend didn't consult her. So why am I going to bring up a situation to you that you ain't bring up to me? And it's just a whole shit show. It's a shit show. So what do y'all think of all of this? Do y'all think Jazz is wrong? Is the friend wrong? Was they wrong on all parts? Do you have to or should you ask the friend before you pursue a family member? It's a lot, but this happens often. You'd be surprised. I think this happens often. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Listen, I like chocolate girl, all shades, different flavors. She a diamond and a pearl. She a goddess with a mentor, yeah. Cinnamon swirl. She relate to what I've been through.